Sergeant Frederick James Webb, a story of bravery, sacrifice, and enduring love. Frederick James Webb was born in the serene town of Guildford, Surrey. Life had been simple and filled with the usual pleasantries of a close-knit community. But as the storm clouds of World War I loomed on the horizon, Frederick, who had moved to Hitchin, felt a calling to serve his country. He enlisted in the Queen's Royal West Surrey Regiment and joined the 7th Service Battalion, a formidable unit formed at Guildford in September 1914. The battalion, a part of the Kitchener's army, symbolized the resolve and courage of ordinary men unified for an extraordinary cause. Frederick was allocated the regimental number G4665 and embarked on a journey that took him far from the familiar streets of Hitchin. The 7th Battalion landed at Boulogne on the 27th of July 1915, marking the beginning of their active engagement in the war. On the 26th of September 1915, during one such fierce engagement, Private Webb was wounded in the right shoulder. The pain was excruciating, and he was sent to the 16th Hospital at Le Tréport for recovery. Yet his indomitable spirit never wavered. After recuperation, he returned to his battalion. His bravery and leadership saw him rise to the rank of sergeant within 2 years, participating in numerous battles that defined the regiment's valour. On the 10th of August 1917, during the infamous Third Battle of Ypres, Sergeant Webb displayed unparalleled courage. The battalion had been at the front line for a week, their bodies weary, but their spirits unbroken. At 1:30 a.m., their silhouettes were spotted by German sentries as they struggled through the morass of broken trees and mud to reach Stirling Castle Ridge, southeast of Hooge. A brutal encounter ensued as the battalion attacked along the eastern edge of Inverness Copse. The darkness was intermittently shattered by the blinding flashes of shells. Having been seen assembling, Sergeant Webb and his men came under severe enemy fire even before 0 hour. The intensity of the assault forced the battalion to fall back. The cost of that day was devastating. 10 officers and 272 men, more than a quarter of their strength, were lost. Back in Hitchin at 26 Balmoral Road, his wife awaited news with bated breath. She harbored an uneasy mixture of hope and dread. Frederick Webb was not just a sergeant to her, he was the love of her life and the father of their 2 young sons, aged 10 and 8. The walls of their home bore silent witness to the everyday moments of happiness and normalcy that Frederick had fought to protect. In the aftermath of the battle, the uncertainty of Sergeant Webb's fate was conveyed through somber correspondence. At West Hook Ridge, we made an attack on the 10th of August at 4:45 a.m. We advanced about 250 yards into the open. I saw Webb fall. Webb had managed to get over the barbed wire. I was a runner in my platoon and was on the left, while Sergeant Webb was alone on the right. He was approximately 15 yards away when he fell. D Company, Queen's Royal West Surrey Regiment. Dear Madam, since writing to you last, we have received a report from Private Meade. You will notice that Private Meade saw your husband fall, but did not confirm that he was killed. There is still time for your husband's name to come through as a prisoner, but as we have previously informed you, you must be careful not to assume your husband is a prisoner unless his name comes in, or you hear from him directly. Such letters were a cruel mix of hope and despair. The agony of waiting, the torment of the unknown, weighed heavily on Sergeant Webb's family. Despite the valiant efforts and unwavering bravery of soldiers like Frederick, the harsh reality was that not every man returned home. As the battles raged on, some stories found an abrupt and silent end on foreign soil. For Frederick James Webb, there is no known grave. Yet his sacrifice has not been forgotten. He is immortalised on the Menin Gate Memorial to the missing at Ypres in Belgium, a poignant reminder of the ultimate price paid for freedom. He whom this scroll commemorates was numbered among those who, at the call of king and country, left all that was dear to them, endured hardship, faced danger, and finally passed out of the sight of men by the path of duty and self-sacrifice, giving up their own lives that others might live in freedom. Let those who come after see to it that his name be not forgotten. Sergeant Frederick James Webb, Queen's Royal West Surrey Regiment.